Hello everyone and welcome back to another season video, the series where I inform you guys about what you can expect for the coming 14 days in terms of cars and events, and the latest news from the various communities. For today I will be shortly discussing the season prize car, the prestige car, the next two stops in the American road trip, and the revealed San Francisco prize, and to why we can expect an update this season. But to get things started, the claiming of the milestone car of this season. But before we jump onto that one, I would like to congratulate our main crew which legitimately got into the top 10. They did get some help from the bands in the top 10 to secure that spot, as they were 11th before the calculations, which proves again that the top 10 is full of modders, and I'm pretty sure not everyone got their ban. But the end result matters and I'm proud of them, it's a great achievement. Anyways, the car to collect here is the Alfa Romeo 8C Spider, which is the fastest Alfa Romeo in game. Yes, faster than the 8C Competizione, despite being an identical car but one without a roof. On my first runs it went surprisingly well on the dyno, and I expect it to be just like the RS6 Avant, where it will go below 10.3, making it a very worthy tier 4 car to collect and upgrade. In case you did not win it, no worries, from next season on you will be able to pull it from the crates with up to 9 specs to collect. This is a car worth keeping as it's ideal Prestige Cup material for in the future. Onto the season prize car for season 109, the fastest Nissan GTR in the game. The GTR 50 prototype by Italdesign is a gorgeous concept car which should represent the celebration of the GTRs, because it's without a doubt an insanely liked heritage and it celebrates its 50th anniversary. Sadly in real life only 50 of this model will be made, costing over $1 million each. But you can get your hands on one in the game for free. Either by reaching the top 10 to get this Crown of Thorns red version, which I really like, or the milestone spec by reaching 20 million crew RP, which comes in liquid kinetic grey. Such a cool name. And this is also the same spec that I saw last year at the Geneva Motor Show, and I can tell you, it's such a special car. As for performance in game, which I think is what matters to many, this is the fastest Nissan we have. Yes, even faster than the Fast and Furious R34s. With a dyno of a 7.640 but runtimes slightly dipping below that, this could well be a decent 7.5 car if they manage to find a trick pattern, which is reasonably easy to upgrade as Nissan Fusion parts are not too hard to come by. If you want to know more about this car, I highly suggest you guys to check out the upcoming Season Max video where I'll show runs of this car, talk about some facts and show some great details in AR. But for those not interested in that, long story short, this car is worth going for. The prestige car for this season is the Jaguar XE SV Project 8, the milestone car of season 88 which happened 9 months ago, and also that was the season when the Lamborghini Sian came out. Whoa, time has flown by. I was expecting it to become a prestige car at some point, but to be honest a lot earlier, to a point where I even forgot about having this car somewhere in my garages. It's actually a pretty nice car with the Jaguar livery, making it an extra bit special. Compared to other Jaguars in their own tiers, this is one of the better ones to upgrade and to invest in, as maxed out it can run at 10.521, which for a tier 4 car is a pretty solid time. The 10 times drop rate for this should start tomorrow, however in the past few seasons we have seen that the start date has been a bit iffy, and right now the 10 times drop rate on the Z28 is still running for some reason. So it might well be that it will only start on Saturday, no panic. When going for it, there are a total of 14 specs up for grabs, 7 colors, each with or without a livery. And I'm doubting whether spec 11 or 14 looks better. In case you don't have it, good luck with pulling it. There are again 3 stage 6 parts up for grabs, not counting in the ones you can win from the crates, as the Showdown will provide one, the Prestige Cup itself will reward one, and the Crew Cup which starts on the day after the Prestige Cup. So if you have the Jaguar Fusion parts, this season Prestige Cup should be doable. For the events then we have the next chapter of the American road trip, or better named the next two stops. The Tulsa Flash 300 Duality Cup and the Oklahoma 300 Showdown. The Duality Cup is pretty simple, 2 lock-ins being the SSC Tuatara and the Hennessy Venom F5 concept. The first lock-in is a paid car, which means that this is the first actual force paid lock-in of the entire series. Up until now you could have, technically, participated completely for free, but here you won't be able to do so. The second lock-in then is the Hennessy Venom F5 concept, which was also a lock-in in the past Trinity Cup. But if you want to get your hands on it now, you will also have to pull it from the crates. I'm a bit confused though, as I expected a 20 times drop rate, which seems to not be there, but there is a 7 pull loyalty, so does that mean that you have to pull 7 crates without a drop rate to get it? That sounds a bit weird to me. Something else about the event which I find a bit is the lock-in order. I wish there was either free to choose if you want to put the Venom first and the SSC second, or on the other hand having the Venom first because it's the first time ever we have a paid lock-in and now the second lock-in is behind a paid wall too. But in the end, completing this Duality Cup is not mandatory to continue in the American road trip in general, so if you miss out on it, no big issues. The second part of this stop is the Oklahoma 300 Showdown, the fastest and closest showdown we will have had up until this point. The 3 eligible cars for this event are the 3 fastest non-elite cars, the Hennessy Venom F5 Concept, both the gold and the purple star car, the SSC Tuataras, and the Bugatti Chiron 300 Plus Super Sport. Yes, the Bugatti is not an American car like the others, but it goes in that 300 mph club, despite none of them having any official runs to prove that. The 3 cars are all within 10,000ths of a second as far as records go, which makes it a super close event. And basically it comes down to how you run the cars, as there is no significant advantage or disadvantage, and this is how showdowns should be. I haven't seen any orange Tuatara max times yet, but the dynos are identical, so I presume they are also identical in performance. Tomorrow I will make a separate video on this as well as the main event, but I'm slightly disappointed as the rewards for this showdown aren't really impressive to me or rallying me in to go all in. The elite one is right now more interesting to me, which should not be the case. I was expecting the Dutch Boys Camaros to be the reward, but I think that got delayed. And that delay could be because of the late update. I expected 2.15 already last season, but now time really is running out. After the GTR 50, there is no other season prize left in this update, leaving us without a season prize car for season 110, which means an update should drop in the next few days. I have asked Natural Motion if this is the case and they confirmed that it will roll out along the season, and by the end of the season everyone should be on a new release. What can we expect in this update? The next part of the American road trip, obviously, with perhaps the final reward being pulled from under the covers. Today the community challenge passed the 3rd milestone, revealing the picture which was hidden behind the puzzle, being the NASCAR Camaro ZL1 1LE. At the end of the entire American road trip, this will be the reward car, and I expect it to be a beast. Right now in 2.14 it is still sitting under the covers, and the same goes for the C8R, which will come as a showdown prize at some point. The other cars left are the Havoc, which I expect to also be fixed in terms of performance because right now it's completely broken, and the Dutch Boys Camaros, which you cannot even see in the 2.14 update, which should also be showdown rewards, but I don't know when that will happen. I just hope for one thing, a break between events. It's so much in a row, we have had now 4 stops, every week one back to back to back. That's not sustainable for newer players or some even slightly veteran players, kind of sucking the fun out of it. But also the moment a season comes without any events, people will feel the game is dull due to being so used of having a high intensity of series etc. But I don't think that will happen, as they told me in that email that we're going into the final month of the events, which means there is still 4 stops to go, or basically another event every single week. Other than that, there isn't much we can predict from 2.15. Normally we can expect the engine base to be filled up for the Audi RS6 Avant and the DBX to snoop around in AR if your device supports it. And with that, all has been said that had to be said. I'm excited to get on with that update. As for videos for this season, tomorrow I'll be talking about the American road trip and what the next stops will be with Phoenix and the LA Battle of the Builders, which will have a super sick reward. Then along next week I'll have a video out on the Season Max with the best bits on AR. I'll also be expecting an update overview video when 2.15 drops on the beta, followed up by the next stop in the American road trip, which I think will also start next week. So plenty up ahead. To make sure you don't miss out on any of them, hit that subscribe button down below, like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, my name is Miller, see you around and keep racing.